Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the 5 of Swords. And this usually is within the realm of defeat, or I don't know, like a little strand tied to the idea, the concept of defeat, right? And so let's take a look at these tea leaves and see maybe how these two things connect. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Trying to keep an eye on Pudgy. Pudgy is my big gray cat that likes to come and visit sometimes. Okay, so we have 93. 93. That is the frequency, isn't it? So, 93, if that means anything to you, it is a blessed number. And here it is showing up saying hello. All right. But yes, we have Pudgy over there. We have a little fish tank that we just got here at the house so that my daughter can have a couple of little fish. And Pudgy is very interested in it. So, let's see. Let's see how that goes. All right, so immediately I see this little face right here. We have the two eyes, we have the kind of smile and the little tongue out. So I think, okay, there's a silly feeling here. Yeah, there's a bit of a silly feeling. Maybe kind of almost a trickstery feeling. We also have a skull. Right here, you can see kind of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth here. Maybe the jaw is missing, I don't know. Yeah, this kind of, it coincides with this feeling of, and I don't know that there is really an ending, a clear ending happening, but this is kind of the beginnings of the fraying, right, around the edges. It's like suddenly you've woken up one day and started to realize that things are not as together as you might have perceived even just a day ago, right? It kind of has moved towards this period of time, this state of being where, it seems like this thing is maybe not as sustainable as I thought. And now you're in your head about it, right? We have those swords, we have those swords, we have those swords. Sometimes, a wonderful gift. That keen mind, sharp, clever, analytical. But when we turn it on ourselves and we are just ruminating on things, that is when it can get, to be a little much. So, let's not jump to conclusions about an end, okay? But at the same time, if you know my videos, if you know me, you know that I love the Death card. I love the Hanged Man. I love, I don't love the Tower, but I try to welcome it when it shows up. And that is because I really believe that sometimes we have to just get on board with, the universe assisting us in ending situations, ending circumstances, ending, a place that we maybe have found ourselves that we've gotten comfortable in. It does not serve us well anymore. It might even be detrimental to our well-being or our progress. And so then, it's like, okay, here we've reached this point of entropy. It is starting to fall apart. And although it is hard, it has become a blockage of some kind. It's not necessarily something that we should be hanging on to, right? So, and some philosophers or theologians, I suppose, I don't know, monks, would say, do not hold on to anything earthly. Do not get attached, right? That's almost impossible. But, that's part of the work, right? So, let's see. What else do we have going on? I want to find something good because we have that kind of trickstery vibe over there. So I think that really, when these things begin to happen, it's like, okay, it's time for some spring cleaning. Let's clear some things out. Let's make some room in our lives. And honestly, let me tell you, because I am a pretty, superstitious or magical thinking type of gal, right? When something starts to feel, like it's like a pebble in my shoe. Something in my life does not fit anymore. It doesn't make sense, right? So I'm going to match that energy. I'm going to mirror it. Not match it. I'm not going to match. It's not, no, that's not what I mean. But I'm going to come face to face with it and ritually, or at least kind of play out a response by, literally cleaning out things maybe in my house. It helps with the process of maybe thinking through things. Something in my life doesn't make sense anymore. Maybe it's my job, right? Everything is headed towards time to leave this job. Everything is headed towards the end of a relationship. Okay, it just is not, can't figure out how to get this thing fixed. I don't want to anymore. It doesn't make sense for me. I'm ready to kind of find a way to begin the process of maybe letting go of things, right? So I'm going to clean my closets out. I'm going to make sure my bed is clean underneath. I'm going to go through all the drawers in my house. I'm going to donate some of the stuff that I've accumulated in my basement, right? Whatever it is. And go through and do a ritual cleansing. Decluttering. I know, and it might sound like, okay. But it does. It helps. It makes you feel like you have some kind of control in your immediate life. And it's a good time to think about, let's let go of some of this stuff that I just don't need anymore. Okay, let's see. So we have, I'm trying to see, what are we looking at here? We have kind of the black dot and the white one there. So we have this sense of duality. It looks like over here too. So these are also probably 8s. But there is a sense of balance, kind of that the two of discs energy, flowing from the microcosm down to the macro, or no, from the micro at the bottom, macro at the top. Well, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's all perspective, isn't it? But yes, flowing from above, as above, so below, so within, so without, everything reflecting itself in everything. Quite a fractal universe. And this plays into this idea of, taking control in our life in other places, being proactive, doing the hard thing, and really, honestly, just trying to look at the situation with clarity. Okay. I'm looking at these birds over here. We have birds. And I feel like it's almost kind of, I've seen 4 birds, 5 birds, 6 birds. And I feel like there's really this sense of, your kind of soul tribe there, your ancestors, your guardian angels, your spiritual beings that are looking out for you have gotten together to really kind of make this final push to be like, hey, knock, 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 wake up, right? It's time to look at this and really think, like, am I in the right place? And you already know. You already know. As I said that, you said to yourself, yes or no. Yes, I'm in the right place, obviously. Or no, it doesn't feel right. And whatever that's about, we all have things. We all have things that we know just, and we stick with them for whatever reason. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm going to see this through. Sometimes we just know, and we keep doing it anyways. But at some point, it's like you have to think, why am I doing this? Why am I living like this? Why am I devoting myself to this way of living if it's inauthentic for me? Now, it could be that you have children. It could be that you have grandchildren. It could be, conditioning, the way you were raised. You are a person who is loyal and devoted to the way. But ultimately, and I really believe that continuing to live in a way that doesn't promote your true will, the reason that you are on this earth in a human body, you are doing a disservice to yourself, to, just you're living out of alignment. And now I'm not talking about like where I live in the wrong town, or, I'm in the wrong social group or class, or whatever it is. I don't know, subculture or whatever. But I'm talking about, are you living a life of honoring yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Are you doing the things that speak to you, that your passions? Do you have a relationship with what matters to you? And if that is religion, spirituality, divinity, the sciences, art, business, making money, I don't know. It doesn't matter. That is between you and whatever it is. But if you are living outside of that, and it doesn't have to be the central thing of your life. You might say, okay, Lenor, of course I have to have a day job, and I have one. Maybe it's not what I love, but it's what I do, and it pays the bills, and, and I get that. I'm just like you. You know, I've had many different kinds of jobs that I was not put on earth to do those jobs necessarily. But this is beyond just that. This is the stuff that you spend your time thinking about. The stuff, you know, that you find a way to implement in your life. You know, maybe you clean houses, but you know in your heart of hearts you're a painter, you know, but you just don't have time or the resources or whatever it is, but you have to live ferociously. So you get up maybe a half an hour earlier, and you paint a little, even if you're painting with, you know, watercolors from the dollar store or whatever. You have to find a way to be creative. Making your own pigment out of, you know, plants and dirt and stuff like this. We have to be resourceful. There are parts of ourselves that are in all of us. I mean, it's all of us. There's not one being on this earth, and you can't tell me any different. I won't believe it. We all have some purpose. It's just about finding it and being brave and letting it become alive in you, you know, like a fire. Bringing it the wood that it needs, keeping it going. Even in small little ways. Nobody even has to know about it. It's for you. And I know you look at this, you think, she can see all this in here. Well, no, but these symbols lead me to these, you know, these channels of thinking. And that's how that works. That's how it works. And I see here we have an eye. And this is a beautiful eye right there. And it tells me you are an awakened being. I know that you already know what I'm talking about. If you are partaking or if you are getting up the courage to do the thing that you need to begin to do. I mean, it could be anything. Maybe you like to swim and you live in a place that's hard to swim. Well, go join the Y or, you know, whatever it is. Something. Get in the water. Go swimming. You know? You're like me. I like to do all kinds of little silly things. Doing little silly things is what keeps me going. I like to collect little rocks. Not like, you know, special minerals or I like just little plain flat stones and things, you know. I like to press flowers. I mean, my goodness, so many things. I like books. I like to find, you know, and I'm a person, I'm pretty cheap. I'm a pretty cheap person. I'll tell you that. I like to find used books at like library sales, at garage sales. I'm a person. I'm very conscious of. I like things that are used. I like my clothes to be secondhand, third hand, fourth hand. You know, I like to mend them when I can, keep them going. You know, so I mean, there are things that we can find in our life that just give us meaning. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be big and ostentatious. No, they can be little parts of our day. And that's how we get rid of this feeling. Yeah, we'll fail. We'll make mistakes. Sometimes we'll get too busy. We'll put something down and our life, you know, it moves forward and we just won't have time and we'll forget about it. And we'll come back to it and thinking, I wish I could get back to that thing that I, you know, and then we do it again. We begin again. Because we are enduring beings. We're strong, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Even if we're like a little crab, which I wish I was. If you know me well, I love Cancer people. I always am like, are you sure I wasn't born under the sign of Cancer? But yeah, you know, even if you're going slow, like a little crab, you know, walking down the beach before the tide comes in and pulls you back out. Taking your time. But steadily moving, right? Yes, yes, yes. I have to tell you, I've been trying to figure out for days what is going on over here. These ball things over here, they stink. They smell bad. I'm like, what smells? I like have investigated the whole area, and I just didn't think to look at them. And I get little whiffs. Finally, I looked at them earlier, and I was like, those things are stinky. I'm gonna have to put something, oil on them or something. I don't know. They smell bad though. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, so we have a dove right here. We also have the crawdad, right? We know the crawdad from the moon card, or the La Luna, right? And this is the crawdad that's in the water, and it's like beneath the moon. And also shout out to the full moon that is right now. I think it's the wolf moon. But the crawdad is kind of a melancholy image. I don't know. I have to look more into it. Because I read and I was like, I don't think so. That's wrong. But, you know, it's listed as part of the description. And a lot of things that I've read. So I'm like, okay, well, let's find out why a crawdad is sad. If you know, let me know in the comments. But, yes, the crawdad, the lobster, whatever. I think it's a crawdad, though. And and I'm not laughing. I'm just thinking about, I don't know, crawdads, I guess. They're kind of cute and they look feisty. I think they're kind of cool. You know, they seem like they, you know, like they would curse you to the bitter end, right? But they're going to put up a fight is what I mean. But yeah, so there's a touch of the melancholy, but this is a Cancer reading. So you know what? That makes sense to me. You know, no offense. I'm also a melancholy person by nature. But yes, I think that there's just that undertone of sadness. I think there is often a little bit when things begin to change. I think it feels very stressful. Okay, even when it's something that you want to change, even if it is something that you have enacted the beginning, the process, to get the ball rolling on some kind of change, you still, I think, have this real like undertone of sadness about it. Okay, and I think that's normal. I understand that. So there is kind of that energy, but I also see we just have the eyes, and I feel like there's just this, it's almost kind of this something propelling you forward, continuing on, right? Just, I know logically this is good for me. I need to kind of get on this road, and my heart hurts, right? I feel a little bit sad about all of this. I would love to just stop and try to, you know, fix what I can here and not have to deal with it right now. But that, you know, interior knowing that you know, that deep intuition, you know, and resolve. There's so much resolve there. It keeps you going forward, okay, even through the difficulties and the ordeals, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Okay, so let's take a look at the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards. These are from Megan Watterson and illustrations by Moonjube. I like that name a lot. I still need to look this artist up. I love their work on these cards, so I need to find them and thank them. Oh no! What happened to this card? What happened? It got a little torn on the edge. I don't like that. Oh my goodness, and it keeps going in there. Oh goodness. Well, let's look at it. I want to see it, and then we're going to keep... of course. It's one of the best cards. No, they're all the best. But it says, I have not bound anything. The soul. I am free. Yes. This one I love. It makes sense to me. I am so superstitious about binding spells, about binding things. I think it's like because I came up in like Discordianism and beneath Eris and you know, still a little bit of chaos magic and stuff, but this idea of trying to contain something freaks me out. Trying to impede the will of something else. I don't know. So I like this. I can't believe the little thing. What happened there? Something got to it. So let's see what else. Oh, golden light. Healing comes from within. I love these. Look at these cards. Look how beautiful they are. Yes, so we have the golden light. Healing comes from within. The soul, I am free. I have not bound anything. I have not been bound. I will not bind. I have not. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Cancer, this has been one of my favorite readings recently. I hope that it, you know, spoke to you in some way. And I appreciate the time that you have shared with me. It is always such an honor, and it is a privilege as well. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. If you have not subscribed, think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out, and it is free to subscribe. And what else? If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all, and they mean the world to me. Also, if you have a small business or a channel, please think about going over to the community section on this channel. And the first post in the community section, there is a post where you can advertise your business or channel, or if you have like a social media, you know, whatever, on one of the other platforms. You know, put that up there and, you know, give us a little context to what you do. And yeah, I've done these posts a couple times. I think this is the third time. And I know some people have made some good connections. They've got more subscribers, you know, just more people looking at their stuff. And so you can also go over to my husband's channel. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. A lot of people call him Dave. I think they're calling him Dove, but it like auto spells it. His name is Paul, and he has the same post up. You can go over there, put it on his as well. He has a lot more subscribers than me, so more people will see it. But we really feel like you all are so kind. You support us by watching, you know, liking the videos, leaving comments, whatever it is. But you support us, and it is really our privilege and, you know, our heart's desire, and I speak for both of us here, to be able to support you as well, which we all should be supporting each other. There's plenty of room for everybody here, and you know, I think that it's important that we lift each other up. I'm all about that small business life. I'm all about everybody getting on. And yeah. So, all right. I'm going to say I love you. I love you. I love you. Please take care of yourself. And we will talk in just a few days.